Assalamu alaikum dear students. This is Department of English, Government Postgraduate College, Attak. I am Nasir Ali Shah. Students, in our previous lecture we have completed the text of the second chapter of your book using the scientific method. I do hope that you would have understood the text with its explanation completely. Today we are going to discuss some of its important questions given in the exercise of this chapter. Moreover, these questions would be very beneficial for your preparation for exam. Here is the first question. How has the scientific method helped us in our fight against disease? Its answer is the scientific method has helped us in knowing the causes of diseases and their prevention. Prevention means preventing something or safeguarding something or someone. This sentence means that science or the scientific method has helped us, it has been very useful for us, not only in knowing the reasons and causes of diseases, but also it has been helpful for us in preventing ourselves or saving ourselves from those diseases. It has also enabled us to make life-saving drugs. Enable means to make somebody able to do something. It means that science or the scientific method has enabled us or it has made us able to make the life-saving drugs. Drugs here it is used in the sense of medicine. So it means that the scientific method has helped us in three ways in our fight against disease. Firstly, it has helped us in knowing the reasons and causes of diseases. Secondly, it has helped us in saving ourselves, mean all the human beings, from those diseases. And thirdly, saving ourselves from those diseases by the way of making life-saving medicines. So these are the three different ways in which scientific method has helped us in our fight against disease. Second question is, write a note on the better sanitary conditions available in our cities today and compare them with what they were like 100 years ago. Today our city streets are paved and well drained. Paved means they are not made of dirt or mud or slime, means they are paved with the cement. Well drained means that in our city streets there is a good system of drainage. They are cleaned regularly. Garbage and sewage are disposed of properly. Garbage and sewage mean all the rubbish which is generally thrown out of the houses, or in the past especially people used to clean their houses and all the rubbish and garbage was thrown into the streets. But here we are reading today's situation. City streets are paved and well drained. They are cleaned regularly. Garbage and sewage are disposed of properly. Now it is being compared with 100 years ago. What was the situation 100 years ago? 100 years ago, the streets were unpaved and poorly drained. This is exactly opposite which we have read in the first sentence of the answer to this question. Today, city streets are paved. 100 years ago, they were unpaved. Today, streets are cleaned and they are well drained. 100 years ago, they were poorly drained, means that there was no drainage system and the dirty water or all the sewage used to stay there into the drains or into the streets. Household garbage and other refuse here means rubbish. Household garbage and other refuse means rubbish, were thrown in the streets. So today sanitary conditions are far better than 100 years ago. The third question is, what are sanitary conditions like our villages today, and how would you improve them? In previous question, we have read about the sanitary conditions in the cities. Here is the question about the sanitary conditions in our villages, and how would you improve them? Today, our villages are poorly drained, outdoor toilets are common, and streets are unpaved. It means that in our villages, even today, the sanitary conditions are just like which were 100 years ago. We could improve them by making the people aware of better sanitary conditions and its positive effects on their health. So it means that it is being suggested that how can we improve these sanitary conditions in the villages? In the villages, we can make the people aware. Means we can give them knowledge or sense that better sanitary conditions have very good positive effects on our health and our surroundings. If we tell them the harms and damages of the bad sanitary conditions, and also tell them about the positive effects of better sanitary conditions, the people would definitely act upon these suggestions. Question number 4 is, how has scientific method helped us in the production and preservation of foods? Through scientific method, we get more production of food. Modern methods of selecting, grading, and processing have helped us a lot in the preservation of food. We have read in the text of the chapter that in the past people could obtain fresh vegetables and fruits, especially only in the growing season, and there was no better way of preserving those foods through which these things could be preserved or could be saved for a long time. In other words, all these things, fruits and vegetables, and also some kinds of meat, could not be used after some days or after some time. Especially fruits and vegetables were not available out of their growing season. They could be obtained only in their growing season. But today, there are modern methods of preservation of foods, which include selecting, grading, and processing. Through these different process, uh, these foods are preserved for a long time so that they are both nutritious and enjoyable. Question number 5. We are less fearful than our ancestors. Ancestors mean parents, grandparents, and great grandparents. We may also say forefathers. We are less fearful than our ancestors. What were our ancestors afraid of? We are less fearful than our ancestors or than our forefathers because we have left believing superstitions. It means that our forefathers or ancestors, means previous generations, 100 years or 200 years ago, the people used to believe in superstitions. And what are superstitions? We have just read in the text. Superstitions are false beliefs or such beliefs which involve baseless fears of things. So people used to be afraid of different things without any reason. They were just their superstitions. We are less fearful than our ancestors because we do not believe in those kinds of superstitions. Our ancestors were afraid of black cats, broken mirrors, and the number 13. These are some of the superstitions which were prevalent in the past, and the people used to believe them. That is why they were afraid of these things. But today we are no more afraid of these things because we know that these are superstitions. There is no sound basis behind these fears, and these things are not to be afraid of. That is why we are less fearful than our ancestors. Question number 6. How has the scientific method enabled us to get over the old fears? Scientific method has made us reasonable. In other words, this sentence means that modern through modern scientific knowledge, we we means people living in this modern age, especially who are educated or who know the scientific method. So this knowledge has made us reasonable. Reasonable mean we use our reason, our intellect, and our wisdom, as well as our modern knowledge. Now we know there is a sound reason behind every happening. It means that we know that behind every happening or incident, whatever happens to us or whatever incident takes place in our lives or around us, there is definitely a solid or sound reason behind it. We do not become a prey to superstitions. In this way, the scientific method has enabled us to get over the old fears. Get over means to control the old fears. Question number 7. What part did astrology play in the lives of men and women in the past? Give examples. Astrology means it is a branch of knowledge uh, through which the movement and rotation of stars is noted and which is related with the lives of people. In the past, people used to believe in astrology and they used to go to the astrologists or palmists or to those people who usually used to tell people about their fate, about their luck, and about their future, what is going to happen to them in the future. These things were very common in the past, and people used to believe in astrology. Answer is, in the past, astrology played an important part in the lives of men and women. People used to consult astrologists. Astrologist is a person who is expert in astrology or who uh, has some knowledge about the movement or rotation of the stars and their effects on the lives of people. That is why people used to consult, means they used to go to those people to get some suggestions from them about their lives or important decisions of their lives. People used to consult astrologists before marriages and other important matters of life. Question number 8. Describe some of the superstitions still current in our country. How do they affect the lives of those who believe in them? Still, some people believe in wearing charms and other superstitions like them. Charms, as we have read in the text, charms is some kind of, um, we may say, some kind of belief according to which some people used to wear a thing, a band of cloth or a band of thread around their neck or around their wrists, and which is believed to have some magical powers or magical effects. So this is scientifically this is a superstition. Still, some people believe in wearing charms and other superstitions like them. They affect the lives of those according to their beliefs. Question number 9. What were the survival chances of 200 years ago? 200 years ago, 7 out of 8 babies died before reaching their first birthday. It means that survival chances were very less, or in other words, we may interpret this sentence that in the past, about 200 years ago, um, there were not much medical facilities, and most of the children or young babies died during the first year of their birth, and mortality rate or the death rate was very high. Question number 10 and 11. Number 10 is, what do we mean by the word attitude? By attitude, we mean the way we feel and think towards an idea or an event. This is our attitude. It means that how we feel or how we think about or what reaction we show about some person, some idea, or some event or incident. That is called our attitude. Number 11. What is meant by superstitions? Feelings which involve fears are called superstitions. Means all those feelings which involve or which have baseless fears or any type of fears for which there is no solid reasoning. So these feelings are called superstitions. Black cats, broken mirrors, and the number 13 are some common superstitions. Question number 12. How did thrifty housewives preserve food in the past? Thrifty mean those housewives or those people who are very careful in spending money or spending different things. A person who is used to saving something or saving especially money, that is called thrifty. So in the past, thrifty housewives used to preserve food. How they used to preserve food? Thrifty housewives preserved their homegrown vegetables and fruits by canning, pickling, or drying them for use during the cold weather. Meats were preserved by salting and drying or by freezing. So these were the different methods in the past, different methods of preservation of food, especially thrifty housewives who were very careful in spending or who were prone to saving their money. They did not want to spend much money on their food. That is why they used to preserve the foods by different methods. Question number 13. How scientific method has improved our ways of life? Scientific method has improved our ways of life by solving health problems, by increasing production and preservation of food, and by bringing positive changes in our attitude. So these are the different ways in which science or scientific method has improved our life. Students, these are some of the important questions of this chapter using the scientific method. I do hope that these questions, the way these are elaborated and explained, would have been very beneficial for you. We shall start reading the next chapter in our next lecture. Till then, goodbye and Allah Hafiz.